So let's give it a drop shadow there, and the drop shadow will use just the basic. We can unhide our background now. For the drop shadow, we can use just the basic drop shadow parameters that come up. And for our base plate, we're going to add another layer style, which is a gradient overlay. So if we come up into layer styles, gradient overlay, and we're just going to go into those gradient settings. We're going to change the blend mode to overlay, and we're going to come into the gradient settings, which brings up this window here, and we'll just swap the end swatch to a white color. We're going to click in the middle up the top and give it an opacity of 100, but then on both ends we're going to wind the opacity down to 0. And that's the effect that you get there. So we're getting this hot spot through the center there. Okay, and what we're going to do is actually give this base plate a fractal noise. So with it selected, we're going to come to our effects controls, and I like to right click on the effects control window, and we'll go noise and grain fractal noise, and that gives us a fractal noise there. And what we want to do is reduce the size. So if we go into our transform and untick uniform scaling, and we want the height to be about 1, and the width, it actually looks pretty good where it is. And we're also going to change the blending mode to overlay, and what that does is just gives us that brushed metal look. And we can also reduce the opacity slightly, something like that's fine. So you're starting to see the power that we have with those layer styles. And I think what we might also do is, just at the moment we've got a drop shadow, but just to give it a global illuminated sort of shadow effect, we're also going to include, if we highlight the base plate layer, I'm going to move to layer styles and just go for an outer glow. And at the moment that outer glow is a yellow color by default, a yellowy white. We're just going to change that to a black, and we'll change the blend mode to normal,